Hi, this is Karen and welcome to another card making tutorial at dolallycrafts. It's been a few weeks, but I'm back. I did film some other Christmas ones a couple of days ago, but I'm back with an actual normal card. This time it's a sympathy card. I finally got the Peony dies. Even though I didn't think I'd use them, I really wanted them for these images. So I am back with my Peony dies and my prized Peony stamp set, and the card we're making today is this one. It's a very simple card and it's using a couple of techniques. I did decorate it inside very simply, and I think it makes just a really sweet sympathy card. I am going to go a bit lighter with the colouring on it. I think I'm going to use my Petal Pink ink pad instead of, I did use my blends, but I don't think I'll use them this time. I think I'm going to go with Old Olive ink pad and the, is it Powder Pink or Petal Pink? I can never remember. Okay, I've got Powder Pink there, but I thought it was Petal Pink. Hang on. Yes, it's Petal Pink. So where's my Petal Pink ink pad? Okay, so Powder Pink is the one that's retired, not the Petal Pink. Okay, so we have our Petal Pink here, and I'm going to do the image of the Peony in watercolour with both the Old Olive classic Stampin ink and the Petal Pink. So I'll just move those to the side for a minute because we've got a couple of steps to do before we go into that. Sorry about that, my daughter came in. It's Sunday night while I'm filming this, so she wanted to know what she has to do to help with dinner. So let's get on with it. Okay, I've got my large image of the prize Peony and some thick Whisper White cardstock. Because our main image is going to be up on dimensionals, I wanted to give it a bit of support. So, oh, okay, that's a bit strange. We've got some glue on that side. Yeah, because we're doing it, I'm going to have it mounted on dimensionals. I wanted to give it some heftier paper, so I'm doing it on the thick Whisper White instead. So I'm going to bring in the stamp case, and just to give it a bit of support, and I'm using the grey granite to ink it up. So I'm going to make sure I've inked the whole image. It's quite warm in my craft room today, so I'm going to have to close my ink pads as I use them so that they don't dry out in the heat. Okay, and that is an absolutely stunning image. I really, really like this image. So I will pop that there for a moment and just pop this away to the side there, out of the way. Sorry, I was getting a bit dry there. It is Coke, it's not beer that's at the side over there. Okay, pop that to the side, and I'm going to bring in my card base. Now, I printed a stack of these the other day with my logo on the back, and I'm just making sure this is cut to 11 1/4, not 11 1/2, and I'm not exactly sure why. So this would be 5 5/8 approximately. So we will fold that over Yes, I was right. 5. I don't know why I've cut them a 1/4 inch short. It's a bit strange. Okay. Now, we've got the image inked or stamped. I'm going to come in with the die and pop that around the image, and I've just got a bit of washi tape to hold it in place. Move those out the way, and I'm going to bring my big shot in, only because the big shot's a bit closer. I haven't tidied my room in weeks, so it's just a tad messy at the moment. And I have been making cards over the last, as I said, the last week for videos that are coming up. So there is just a mess surrounding me at the moment. Okay, so we've cut that piece out. Yes, that is done nicely. And in the prized Peony die set, there is also an edge die that embosses at the same time. So I'm just going to use that on the DSP that I'm using. All the sizes can be found on my website for these pieces of all the materials, that I'm using today. Alright, I'll move my big shot out the way. Okay, so we have this piece with a lovely edging. I don't know whether you can, oh yeah, you can see the embossing there, just the little they're little like swags across there. And we have the Peony, which looks stunning just as it is. It really does. I'm just going to move my dies over there so they're out the way. Now, on this card, I also have some brickwork embossed. I'm just looking around for the embossing folder. As I said, everything's here. It's just in different areas. Now, the embossing folder has a debossed side and an embossed side. Now, we want the ink on this to go on the debossed side, because really all we're looking for is a bit of texture to the bricks, but the cement that's inside the bricks. So once again, in with the grey granite, and I'm just going to do ink straight to the embossing folder, close it up again, and then I'm going to open this up, pop it down as straight as I can there, bring the other side over, and that will go like that for now, and it will go through the big shot. So I'm just going to open this up again. Okay, so the big shot's in, and I've got the base plate and tab 2. I've got the 3D embossing folder with the paper, and then a top plate. And I'm just going to roll that through. It's a bit tight, but it does go through. And remember, when you're putting it through, to have that folded edge go through first. Now take this off, and there we go. How's that? We've got brickwork. So I'll pop that aside to be cleaned after. Pop everything back together on my big shot. This has served me well over the years. Okay, move that out the way. Now, we have our base card. I'm just going to re-strengthen that fold, like so. And then I'm going to come in with our scalloped edge, and I have a little bit of petal pink here. So what I'm going to do is run some of the Stampin' Seal down the edge here, just in from the scalloped edge, and then flip it over and have it so that there's just a tiny bit of the petal pink peeking through, like so. Trim off the edges, and there we go. There's our layering piece. Now, I know a lot of people like to have a lot of dimension on their cards, but in the US you're actually getting charged for the dimension. Not so much over here, but over there I know you do. So I'm keeping this layer flat. So this layer, whoops, can go straight onto our card base. Make sure I've got this the right way up. And then we're just going to pop that on like so. Okay, now I'm coming in with my Wink of Stella brush, and I'm hoping this is the full one. I have half a dozen laying around here. Okay, so we're going to pick up some of the petal pink and just go over very lightly. I'm giving the centre a bit more colour than I am the edge, because the peonies tend to be darker in the middle there, and I just want a tiny bit of colour, almost like a sepia tone, on the whole image. Yes, I think I really do prefer that to the previous image. I think it's got a softer look to it. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Okay, I'm going to flip this over and bring in my dimension strips. I wanted a bit more height than normal dimensionals on this, and because it's also got these really thin branches, I wanted to make sure that I had plenty of dimension on them as well. Big sigh of relief here for me today. Daniel Andrews has finally announced that we can travel further than 25 kilometres from our home. So it means that even though my granddaughter is almost 4 months old, we'll actually get to meet her later this week. My son is able to work from home with his job, so he's already claimed my daughter and son-in-law's spare room for the week. He's going to work from home from their home. So he's going down to meet his niece, and my husband and I will travel down later in the week to visit them. So we're actually going to meet in a park and have a picnic, with the weather hopefully staying nice for the week. So this is a really exciting week for us, as it is around the world for a lot of people this weekend. But that's all I'll say on that matter. Okay. Hugs to AJ and his mum, because I know he watches me. And you know what I'm talking about, don't you? Okay, so the peony's there. Now I'm going to come in with our sentiment, and the card is almost finished. You could put whatever direct decoration you wanted on this. If you wanted to put some pearls or some rhinestones, that would be more than okay. I just like this because the floral itself has got all of the glimmer from the Wink of Stella, so I think that's plenty on the front. I'm just going to open up inside and I'm going to stamp off and stamp the smaller peony there in the corner, and then just stamp the sentiment down there as well. Oh, that's really crooked. Okay, how will we fix this? I thought I had that all sorted. Okay, I'm going to trim an inch or so of this paper. I want some of the marbling to show. So we will, what did I do with, there we go. Come in with my Stampin' seal. And just pop that across the bottom there. Flip it over. And I'm not going to use my snips. I'm just going to come in with a big pair of scissors and go down there and trim that off. Now, let's try this again. I'm not going to stamp the floral off this time. Pop it there. Okay, I need... This one's a bit harder to work out that it's going to be straight. It's still crooked. It'll have to do. It shows it's handmade. So okay, we've got My Thoughts Are With You down the bottom with another peony. It's not as... and I got it so straight on that one. I'm really upset now. Okay, yes, I do prefer the softer look. I really do. And I think you'll agree with me, the softer watercolour looks so much nicer than the heavy Stampin' blends. I'll just take this off. So we've got a nice clean background, and there we go. That's our card for today, and I hope you like it and you'll give it a go. I'll just give you a closer up view. I can't get any closer than that, unfortunately. My camera won't allow it, but look at the shine on that. It's just gleaming. I did actually coat that one with Wink of Stella as well, but I really do prefer the watercolour look. Okay, if you'd like to purchase any of the materials that were used in today's card, you can find a link down below to my online store. I'm actually activating it at the moment. Unfortunately, I can't sell to anyone overseas. It has to be here in Australia, but I do appreciate any and all purchases made in my online store. Yeah, so I hope you have a great week. It's great to be back. And yeah, at the end of this video, I'm going to post a screenshot. A couple of weeks ago, or a couple of months ago now, I made a card and I really loved it, and it was made with somebody in mind, and it finally arrived in South Korea. And my friend Green Man, who has another channel here on YouTube, and he cooks in his garden over in Korea, actually finally received the card and showed it on his channel. So if you're interested in trying some Korean food and seeing how it's made traditionally in their back garden, in their back garden cooking, like stove and whatnot, please go and subscribe to his channel. You'll see him, his gorgeous little nephew, his puppy dog, his mum, and his wife is the camerawoman, producer of his videos, and he does a great job. I love his food, and yes, I have tried some of it here at home, and I've been invited to dine with him and his family when I go over to Korea in a couple of years' time. So yeah, please go and like and subscribe to his channel. It's all in Korean, but they put English subtitles, so you'll be able to read it. Okay, that's all from me for today. I hope you have a great week and stay safe, and I will see you later in the week with my first Christmas card since I've come back. Okay, that's enough from me. I'll see you later. Bye bye.